All right, man, we're continuing to look at the life of Abram and Abraham as we know him and the great man of faith that he was, and seeing what we can glean, because he was a man's man. And we've looked at the last couple of days the story of Abram and how his nephew was taken captive and by a great army, and that Abram took his 318 trained servants. And we talked about that yesterday, that Abram was a trained warrior and he trained those around him. And then he looked at, I might say this, he looked at insurmountable odds. I mean, this army that he was going out to face probably numbered in the tens of thousands. And he took his 318 trained servants and himself. That's 319 men against thousands. And if you know the rest of the story in Genesis 14, he won a great victory there. But you think, how do you become a great warrior? Somebody said this, great warriors are not people that are never afraid. Somebody said courage is just very simply fear that has said its prayers. And sometimes men, we think to be powerful warriors, to be powerful men of God, we never face fear. Listen, you're going to face fear in your life. It's interesting. The Bible says 365 times it says fear not in the Bible. Well, according to our calendar, that's every day of the year that we should be hearing fear not. But let's face it, there's some things we face. Abram could have looked at that situation and said, no way. He probably had some fear rise in his heart. But someplace in there, I believe he checked his covenant relationship with God. He checked the promises that God had given him. And if I could say it this way, I wouldn't doubt he said his prayers and he went into battle. Can I tell you something, man? You're liable to face some obstacles. You're liable to face some things in life that fear tries to grip your heart. But can I tell you, you got to be like Abram. You got to say your prayers and get in the battle and go forward. I don't know if Abram knew what was going to happen, but once he got in the battle, God showed up. Man, you might just find out in your life, whatever that battle is, once you get in the battle, your covenant partner shows up and great victories happen, even though the odds are against you. Get in there and watch and see what your God does.